Hello, farmers. It's Rever here, and I am back for another episode on Grizzly Mountain. And we have been anything but lazy, but that's still the name of the series, I guess. And if you look, it's not by far the most attractive field I ever made with all these weeds, but the weeds are sprayed, and we do have some growth going on our oats here. So I guess we'll be ready for horses whenever. We have our goofy border, which because some things I limed it, and then some things needed fertilization and others didn't, and then other spots I didn't spray at all. So like this, in other words, needed a second layer of fertilization, but well, that's probably where I just didn't spray, and you get the idea. So eventually, I don't know why the grass isn't growing here. Um, it's a bit disappointing. It certainly should have. I took over. It's called the growth state time or something like that. Not growth control, but I guess that's the name of the old mod. Just because I'm kind of tired of waiting days for this thing to grow, and I'm getting antsy for us to get into the animals, and I really can't until we get the grass growing. So at least this way we'll grow a couple, two, three times a day, and but in the meantime, I would like to proceed with our little roadway over here. I went over there before and took a look. There's a nice long flat stretch over towards the what's that? The west, and then I don't know. I won't get into this area over here, but that's a real nice big area. But I think we can make a nice big long field. Here, let's escape real quick. It'll be a nice, decent sized field, kind of over in, well, I don't know, yeah, over in this area here. You can't really see water on this map, can you? Let's see if we go back to. I think there's a pond like right here. Let's turn off the grass. Does that help? Yeah, there you go. Pond right here. I don't know why they chose grass in the pond. I guess that's just the thing about the map. But pretty much over this way, over where it says RL, this red lettering is a hill, but I think we could squeeze a nice long field right in here and maybe even get a little field right in there. So that'll be getting close to enough fields for taking care of our animals. But we'll see how it goes. As far as it's also an excellent source of moolah. Speaking of all this, let me put the grass back on. We have our grass field, we have our oat field, we have our wheat field up here. And if you take a look, we got them in pretty good shape. There's some goofinesses going on here. I'm not quite sure why, but this I think is that grass border mostly. One little tiny spot or two I missed. And as far as the growth goes, this one was definitely planted second. So I don't know why this one appears to be the lighter green and this one made it to the darker green. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know. We'll harvest whenever's ready. How's that sound? Whatever's ready. So anyway. All right. So in the meantime, let's see if we can come in here and do some terraforming, or we want to do sculpting. We want to change the shape of this thing. How do we do that again? C. And yeah, you know what? Well, no, I want to make it bigger. Let's make it one more bigger. All right, go on. There we go. And raise. Cannot be modified. What? Come on. Let's try smooth. Smooth raising that up some. Are we spending money? No. All right, maybe we'll start out. Let's spin all the way around so that we can kind of make sure we're lined up. It would be like right here. Oh, now I'm in a tree. And now I'm into this mode where I can't. Why does it do this? I think it's because I have a mouse. I mean, oh, that was lower. Oop, too much. What? Yeah, it gets into this mode. Here, let me hit escape. We're going to start landscaping again. Oh, come on. No. Oh, is it because I'm hitting my controller? No, I'm not touching the controller. But now, see, now I can do this again. Then it goes into this mode. Is it not letting me because I have a field there? I think it's not letting me because I have a field there. How's that look from the side? One little, let's lower this. Raise that back up one. Yeah, I think it's not letting me. Because there's a field right there. So let's go get that. Yeah, let's go get that tool. This guy's all attached up. Ah. Sorry about all the jumping around. I did manage to hit the Q while I hit the tab. Yeah. Where is that thing? Oh, I think it's over still by this. Come on. Yeah, there it is. It's one thing I didn't put away. Yeah, so let's just get rid of that little corner and see if that helps us here. One more little. Let's get this guy up there. See if that's enough. Ooh, why is it doing that? Oh, because I'm all the way over there with the mouse. But wasn't over there with the mouse. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? There is an obstruct. All right, well, let's get back in the tractor, and it's a real bummer if we can't. It's probably my one biggest complaint about this sculpting, even when I was doing other things. So it's pretty. There's other times it said, "Oh, you can't place this. There's an obstruction," and I'm sure there's something it's picking up, but it's nothing visible, you know. Or if it is something visible, it's something. Let's just call it dumb. All right. Well, let's. Train can't be modified here. But can he be modified over here? No, it's a. Well, I mean, you know, it's. Yeah, there's like something. Huh. Well, that's a real bummer, isn't it? There, it's letting me do something right there, but not right. It's like there's something right here and there. Well, I mean, at least we'll make it so we can drive a tractor across, right? Might have to try another. Nope. No, it's just there's something there. Some mysterious thing. Alright, well, let's see if we can't. Yep, see, as soon as I come back to here, it'll let me. Oh, I don't like that. Kind of making a mess of it, aren't I? All right, you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to escape out of here and cancel this. Well, that didn't work. But it kind of worked. It's not pretty. It's like we ran out of gravel and got drunk and made like a little island over here. But I tried to escape, but it tried to save it anyhow. And then look, now over here, we're not very smooth. So I did come back in real briefly and try to make things better, but not, you know. Oh, I have no idea. I guess it's, I don't know. Sometimes, I didn't want to do that. Let's do smoothie. Let's do bigger smoothie. Just so we don't have some kind of massive kind of hump, even though our bridge is a bit lower than the rest of it. Make that look not quite so yeah, well, you know what? And then all of a sudden it goes in. Yeah, so this tool is wonderful, but it's not quite wonderful, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's glitchy and buggy. It's like everything else Giants tends to do. It's, you know, I don't know. Like, not everything else they do. That's not fair. It's just not as good as it could be, I guess you could say, you know. But in any event, we have some sort of a path over there, which was really the intention. So I'm going to go ahead and get, you know, the forestry equipment. You know, I could show you that, but I'll be at it for quite a while. But then we'll have quite a bit of money after that, which would be nice. Where should I put this guy? I'm definitely going to need some of that stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention this, I think, in the last episode. Let's see. How did that drive? Let's just drop that guy right there. And most likely, this guy will be needed next to do the grinder thing. A couple things. Now that I'm thinking of it. The narrow tires. Anybody who watched the first or second episode will know that when I tried to run this guy with the narrow tires on this tractor, it didn't go so well. It barely pulled it. I guess these bigger tires are also taller because it made that much difference. And I think you might even find a better tractor. I don't know if you notice what looks like some short bushy trees right there, but they're actually 3 trees. Let's hop out of here real quick. I bought this mod, like it's a chain puller thing, which is really pretty cool. It would be, if we weren't such a lazy farmer, something that we could probably do to pull logs out of the field, you know. But anyway, I bought that. First I put it on this tractor, and it really, then I got them all stuck trying to get them over the river, but ended up putting them on the bigger tractor and doing reasonably well. Yeah, so anyway, but there you go. Maybe you can see them better from here. So we'll have to chip them up, but our wood chips are full, and yeah, our wood chips are full. That'll work well enough on it. I'm getting a lot better at this. What is that? Yeah, what you would expect after. I mean, it's been quite literally 6-8 hours that I've been working with this thing. So, anyway. Alright, well, I'll come back when probably the fields are growing. I don't know. When I get tired of cutting wood. Alright. See you guys in a bit. More trees have bit the dust. So I got rid of all of the trees that are to the south of us here. Let me hop in this tractor. What I did was just set up the GPS and made some nice straight lines. I was a little over ambitious with that line, I guess. But I figured I'd make a bit of an outline as to where, you know, the field would go, just so I could see which trees would go in and which trees would go out. I probably could cut these 2 down, but I think I'll leave them. Hopefully we won't hit them with any kind of harvester or anything like that. But this guy is just square in the way, so this will be a nice field. I like long fields because long skinny fields in some ways are far easier to work than an equal size square field, you know, because you got less times you need to turn around. So, but I also thought I would show you what I was doing to drag these guys out of the way. I think there might be 1 or 2 other up there we might do. I forget. One thing to point out, if you crouch down and then cut these trees like somewhat evenly, it will fall to the left. Oop, that's turning on the light. I don't know. I just want to crouch. There you go. Plenty of light now. I didn't even know I could turn on the light with that. So I just crouched down so I can cut it lower to the earth, but then, see, there you go. So I didn't know. I know it took me a while before I realized that. Now let me, there you go. And turn off that guy. Now this guy, pretty cool. I like it. If nothing else, it gives you the ability to do things like this. Now I'm going to give this guy a little nudge so he's not, so we don't get hooked right immediately on that stump. Still might get hooked on the stump because that's Murphy's Law, but especially if you're recording a video, right? So if we come in, if I hit like B, you can see some of the different options that we have. Turn the winch on. Let me even pull a little further away so I can show you what this thing's sort of meant to do. So now that I'm within range of that, if you can see up in the upper left helper there, it says how much rope I have, which means, you know, how far out you can click on things. So it's saying the object's too heavy, but if I hit B on the keyboard, notice it wraps a chain around there. Now, if we had multiple logs, we could wrap more. Now, there's only one winch cable there, this, you know, the actual cable versus the chain. So you'll see it attaches the other ones with chains. So you want to do it somewhat logically. You'll see what I mean once you go to do it. But now we're attached. So if we go ahead and lower this thing, which I don't think you have to lower it, and then now it might be too heavy for this winch, but we'll see. So if we look up there, we can hit Z to winch it in. Yep, it's saying can't winch because I have to turn it on. Yeah, that too. Now if you hit Z, watch what's happening here. See, it's slowly pulling the tree towards us. Now there is another shift Z. I haven't really used that too much. There you go. So you can go faster. All right. So there we go. So now we pulled it up nice and tight to ourselves, so we can pull it along relatively easy. Let me zoom in on the tractor. I want to pull them up pretty much straight ahead of where we are. Now I'm also going to raise this thing up. So that's another thing, by the way. If you pull it up close enough, you kind of lift that up. So we'll even. Let's see, like we kind of lifted that log so it's attached to the thing now, you know. So like we're not dragging the bottom on the ground, which should help us not get so stuck. Let's stay away from this other tree. And this is how I basically drug them up over there, except for when going over that bridge, I ended up in the water and it was sort of a mess. I'm just going to drag this guy. Let me hop out. Oop, that's in the cab. Let me spin around, show you. You know, this guy will get completely hung up in this other tree, but that's okay. You know, I kind of want to leave the room. And then when we get done, we hit Shift B, and that releases that guy. There we go. So again, you could do, you know, you could attach quite a few logs in one shot. And yeah, I think that's the only tree. I mean, we could do like a little, you know, we could put a like an angle on here, huh? And I would have to get rid of all those trees. But you know what? I'm not that worried about getting the farmland at this point. If you haven't also noticed, 1,300,000 buckaroos. So we're in pretty good shape for money. I think we may need a little bit more to buy all the stuff we want on the farm, but I definitely can get a harvester. I can get all the stuff we need for getting the grass and hay going. I wanted to point something else out. If we hop in here real quick, we are 96% used up, or you know, in need of repair on this thing. I have cut 851 trees or something like that. We can look again in a minute once I stop. But so if you wanted to know how many trees it takes to wear out a Scorpion King, it's probably about 900 or so. Yeah, so if you think I'm a lazy farmer, that's a lot of tree cutting. But hey, it's hats off to any of you guys that are trying to do that by hand. This is not a matter of competition for me. But so anyway, just hats off to you. If you're doing all this work by a less lazy method, then more power to you. So in any event, if you notice, I put in a repair station, if you didn't guess that. And I also put in another one of these sheds. It's real obvious that, as we get more equipment like tethers and all that stuff, and not that this thing's full, but if I went to park the tractors in there, I can't really get both of them in. I have this one open bay, I could park one tractor, and in any event, it was pretty clear we could use another one. That it's dead in line with this one, which is kind of nice. I also thought it's kind of a shame they don't have, maybe they'll even look for it, like do they have like a little fishing dock kind of thing? Like it would be kind of cool to put in like a boat dock along there, Anyway, we also have a fuel tank. We have our washer. So we are good to go. Look at that. Almost nothing left of it. How much does this cost to repair? $3,500. Okay, well it's been a bit of a money maker, so we'll get it repaired up. It's done such a nice job. Why don't we give it a little spritz? I'm surprised there's not more scratches on this thing. Because I tell you what, I had so many logs up against this side and the other side, like when they come in at goofy angles. And I mean, this thing's been flipped over and everything else you can imagine. And we really don't need fuel. Yeah, we do. No. Did I have this at the wrong? Looks like I kind of put that the wrong angle, didn't I? Yeah, I should have turned it. I think that looks pretty nice. I think it's going to get a lot more cramped once we put in animals. That's one of the reasons I'm trying to stay to the roads a little bit, because I want to make sure that you can maneuver. It's a little bit tight getting in and out of this. One of the reasons I put it back further that way so that I could get things in and out. And it's also in part why there's nothing right here, because if you're trying to get a tractor trailer in and out of this, you really might not want anything close or even in this whole area. So we'll see. The farm will develop on its own, I think, quite nicely. Yeah, so we're not even using that wood chipper thing. I don't know why I left it out there, but... And we're done with this? Yeah, we're done with this. I'm ready to plow, so... Plow and get another field, and... I'm wondering, because we have enough money, I think maybe we'll go ahead and plant something like corn, which will mean getting some kind of a corn planter. Yeah, see, if you're trying to pull, like, back a track, like if you picture you got more tractor trailers or just more trailers, in here, you're going to need a little room out front here to kind of get them all maneuvered in. But we'll see how many we end up with and what's going on. Let me hop. I think I'm just going to put this guy over here for now. So I don't think we're going to do like the other fields, because they were a little more secluded. I may come over here and just plant some grass real quick, just so that it grows back as grass. But And that other tractor I'll leave there for now, because I would be amazed if I didn't miss a tree stump or two in this whole thing. Alright, one other thing that, just so you know you can do it, that I did, steerance guidance, turn off lines. So I'm going to turn them back on, and there you go, they're back on. I'll Control S, and I want to go back to my, oops, not with increment, north-south course. And that looks pretty close to the line I need. Even though I probably should do a headland, and I haven't decided what to do on the other end. But in any event, I'm going to do that off camera, and I'm going to go ahead and buy a corn seeder of some sort. I'll let you know what I buy, and we'll get some corn or something that needs to be drilled, planted in here, but most likely corn, because I know I can use it for some of the animals, and we'll have a nice big corn harvest. Sound good? All right. And I guess I'll talk, well, one more thing I wanted to say. I wanted to thank Jeff's Folly, I'll call him Jeff, for letting me know that the last videos didn't have any sound. So if you notice that, I'm doing my best right now to try to figure out why I'm having issues with the rendering software that helps, puts the video together from the different segments. It seems to be cutting out the second segment. When I look at the software, it doesn't seem to have any issues. Like there's sound on it. There's sound on all the videos. I recorded sound, so I don't know what's going on. So I will get that worked on, hopefully before you ever knew it was a problem. All right, thank you guys. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.